Well, for our viewers across Africa and the rest of the world, this is Continental Prime. I'm Sulaiman Alede. Now, it's World AIDS Day today, and countries, especially in Africa, have been urged to ensure equal access to prevention, testing, treatment, and care, among other services. Ijoma Sekalai's report is presented from our studio.
4 decades after HIV/AIDS was first identified, millions of people worldwide have continued to be infected with the virus. However, Africa is the most affected continent, with South Africa the hardest hit, while Nigeria followed suit. In recent decades, the world made significant progress but failed to meet important targets for the year 2020. Is the world on track to reach Sustainable Development Goals by 2030?
Most of HIV programs globally has been impacted negatively by COVID. And because of that, the march towards the global goal of getting HIV ended and or eliminated by the year 2030 has been set back in most countries.
The theme of World AIDS Day 2021 is End Inequalities, End AIDS, with a special focus on reaching people left behind. The World Health Organization and its partners highlight the growing inequalities in access to essential HIV services.
Around the world, almost 38 million people live with HIV. Last year, an estimated 1.5 million people were newly infected, and 680,000 people died from causes related to AIDS. While some countries have made real progress against the disease, many others are falling behind.
Still, in Africa, people living in rural areas suffer inequality when it comes to access to treatment and information concerning HIV/AIDS. Could these sets of Africans be reachable by 2030?
And what we did was to deploy more people, more volunteers there to cities and villages around those areas to make sure that those areas are saturated in terms of access to testing services and also access to treatment. Whoever tests positive are linked to care immediately and placed on life-saving medication.
The Joint United Nations Programme on HIV/AIDS, UNAIDS, has issued a stark warning that if leaders fail to tackle inequalities, the world could face 7.7 million AIDS-related deaths over the next 10 years.
World leaders must recognize the emergency that is the AIDS pandemic and the urgency of reimagining global pandemic response. Today, we launch a report that reflects a stark warning. We are not yet acting fast enough to stop the AIDS pandemic.
The WHO is calling on global leaders and citizens to rally support against inequalities that drive AIDS and also to reach the vulnerable deprived of HIV essential services.